everything is just cut now. Everything is cut. You've got doctors, you've got hospitals, you've got sort of like dentists, you've got sort of like public health sector, you've got like mental health sector, everything around the border of Birmingham, from the north, south and east and west of Birmingham is just been cut, absolutely been cut. I say government definitely needs to address this. This is sort of like what I call like a code red situation. The government needs to address this. The local MP, House of Parliament needs to address this.
I'm not really keen on the government. They do a lot of bad, they do a lot of harm. They've taken police off the streets. All the prices have gone up, and we're finding it hard to live and struggle. We're struggling for money and stuff. So I just think they're a bit of a waste of time, to be honest.
In an extraordinary move, Birmingham, the second largest city in Britain after London, about 100 miles north of London, has declared itself as good as or as bad as bankrupt. And the city says it has no money left to pay for anything but essential services. A quite unprecedented situation. Birmingham really is paying for its past blunders. Over recent years, it has faced a barrage of equal pay claims by about 5,000 female workers who are paid less than their male counterparts in all sorts of council jobs such as teaching and catering, street cleaning, refuse collection. Their claims were upheld and the council has begun to pay out. The trouble now is that it has run out of money to pay. So far, the council has paid about $1.4 billion to these workers over the past about 12 years, but it owes another $1 billion, and $1 billion it does not have. That bill is rising by about $18 million now every month, alarming for the council and for the people of Birmingham. The council is now turning to the national government in London for help, and it is looking for rescue really from a national government itself short of funds. The national government has been cutting spending on the local councils because it has a limited budget, even though of late the handouts from the central government in Britain have begun to improve somewhat, but they won't fill the gap that Birmingham is facing not by themselves. And if all that wasn't bad enough, council faces higher bills for ongoing services. The demand for adult social care has been rising in a clearly aging population, and it gets worse because income from several sources has fallen. The pandemic and Brexit between them have damaged business, cutting taxation that the local council could have earned from those. Not a pretty picture at all. Critics say that the council has added to all this by bad decisions, and it has spent more than it should have, and that has impoverished it further. Expenses such as the decision to host the Commonwealth Games last year, also the failures of its IT system due to cost about $25 million, but turning out to have cost about $125 million. Really money that the council could have ill afforded to have lost in this manner. So what will the council do? It has issued a section 114 notice saying that it cannot spend on anything but essential services. And what about the million people served by the council? The council says it will have to continue to provide services such as education and refuse bin collection. Clearly, it is trying to sort out where it will cut services and where it will find $1 billion, and that is just to begin with.
Anybody who's suffering across the city, you know, anything that impacts them that the council has done wrong, we'll hold up our hands and we will say sorry for.
They've been telling the public there was going to be a golden decade to get re-elected, while in fact we now know they built it on fool's gold, where the accounts haven't been signed off and there's no actual allowance made for the debt that they owe.
We speak to families all the time who have really bad problems with mould or mice infestations. Our concern is what little maintenance and support there is available for these families will slowly eke away until there's precious little left.
We rely on that money to be able to get the resources we need for our pupils and to pay for additional adults. We have a speech and language therapist